Solid, guys. I hope everybody's doing well. So we'll give everybody 1 more minute. We'll get started. So we're going to start today off. We're going to watch a short video about cryptocurrency. Kind of wanted to bring that topic up. We haven't really had the opportunity to talk about crypto at all. So I wanted to make sure we kind of brought it up today. Just a short video about what it is, how it works, all that good stuff. And then we're going to do an activity with Brother Latif. He's going to lead us through a little fun activity, and then we'll get into class as we normally do. And then at the end, we're going to have a guest today talk to us about another career. We've kind of talked about 2 careers so far. We talked about careers in law. We spoke to a lawyer who kind of gave you guys some insight on different things. And then we talked about careers in vending and basically being an entrepreneur, starting your own thing, and how lucrative that could be and what that could look like. And then today we're going to be talking to somebody in the field of IT, so information technology, database administrator specifically. He's going to be talking to you guys about the benefits of IT over other college majors, and then also not even necessarily having to go to college to kind of get started in that career field, especially as a high schooler. You guys can get certifications as you are right now at 16, 15, 14, 17, 18, get certified and get rolling in terms of your career. Start making money right away. So he'll be in at 4:30 to kind of talk to you guys about that. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to watch a short video. I think everybody can see my screen. Give me a thumbs up if you guys can see my screen. Thank you, Umar. Abdul Kumar, are you there? Ajibal, are you there?
Yes.
Awesome. If you guys can turn on your camera for me real quick, that would be great. And then we'll go ahead and get started. Let me know if you guys can hear the audio as I get started here. Awesome. Thank you, sir. All right, guys, just to give you guys kind of a run through, as always, guys, we always start off with a little activity at the beginning. We'll do a break. We'll get into class today about investing and starting investing with our 401k and paper trading. And then we'll take a short break, and then again, we'll have our group discussion, like I said earlier. All right, so let's watch this short video. I'm going to play it on my screen. Give me a thumbs up if you guys can hear it. If you're not able to hear it, please let me know so I can make adjustments.
Even if you don't really understand what it actually is, you might still be feeling some serious Bitcoin FOMO. Remember those headlines from 2017? Like that teenager from Idaho who bought a bunch of Bitcoin with birthday money from his grandma and became one of the youngest Bitcoin millionaires. And yeah, he's being super modest about it too. Bitcoin's value exploded in 2017. It wasn't all that long ago that you could buy a single Bitcoin for less than 10 cents. Then, fast forward 7 years, and that one little digital nugget was worth more than $10,000. Of course, right after that, it took a pretty serious nosedive, losing about half its value in the next 6 weeks. But even so, that ridiculous spike put Bitcoin on people's radar. And suddenly, there was a huge bump in the number of everyday schmoes who wanted in on the action and were willing to gamble real dollars on a pretty darn abstract concept.
So I sold all 60 of my Bitcoin, which gained me about 1.1 mil before taxes.
It was at 13 grand yesterday. Today it's at 17. Tomorrow it could be 100. Let's go get some money.
Today, there are still lots of big-name techie types out there who believe Bitcoin is the future of money. Some even say it will completely revolutionize our global financial system, like Twitter co-founder Jack Dorsey, who recently declared that Bitcoin would become the world's single currency within a decade. Bold claim, my friend. So, is Bitcoin really the future of money, or is it just another bubble destined to pop? Okay, first things first. What the heck is Bitcoin anyway?
We can help with that. I'm Philip.
And I'm Juliet. We are the hosts of the PBS Digital Studio show, 2 Cents, all about personal finance.
Bitcoin is a kind of cryptocurrency, which is really just a fancy sounding name for digital cash that can be bought and sold online. There are no bills or even coins involved despite the name, and it's not based on any physical asset like gold. Also, transactions are tracked by Bitcoin users without going through any financial institutions like banks or credit card companies.
And unlike the digital dollars in your bank account, cryptocurrencies aren't highly regulated or backed by the government, so there's no guarantee about how much they'll be worth from one day or even 1 minute to the next. Nowadays, there's a lot of different cryptocurrencies out there that you can buy online or even at certain ATMs. They all have weird names too, like Ethereum, Litecoin, and Ripple. But Bitcoin was the first, the one that launched the whole crypto craze. And it's still by far the biggest and most popular of the bunch. Bitcoin was mysteriously introduced in 2009 by an anonymous programmer, or more probably a group of programmers, using the alias Satoshi Nakamoto. It came just a year after a huge economic crisis shook a lot of people's faith in the stability of our major global financial institutions. And like all cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin operates on an open source technology called blockchain. Think of it sort of like a massive shared Google Doc in view-only mode. Basically, a continuously updated online record of transactions that every user can keep track of, but no one can change. Each group of transactions, called a block, then has to get validated and added to the public record. And that's done without the need for any middlemen like banks or credit card companies. It happens through this crazy process called Bitcoin mining, where independently owned computers around the world compete to solve super complex math problems that somehow prove the validity of the transactions. The computer that solves the puzzle first adds the newest block to the chain, and as a prize, that computer gets to mine a handful of spanking new Bitcoin, increasing the total amount of Bitcoin in circulation. Pretty crazy, right? But your identity and what you're actually buying and selling is all encrypted, hidden behind layers of computer code. Which is why you've probably heard stories about Bitcoin being used for all kinds of illicit activity, like money laundering, drugs, and sex. And for all the Bitcoin evangelists out there are a lot more skeptics who think this whole thing is little more than a short-lived fad that's going to leave many unsuspecting folks with a whole lot of digital nothing. For one, they argue the value of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies is incredibly erratic and unpredictable. In econo speak, this is known as volatility. Remember that Bitcoin's value is based entirely on speculation. It's really just how confident people feel about it at any given time, for whatever real or imagined reason. So it's pretty common for its value to surge or plunge over the course of even a single day. And that doesn't make it particularly functional as an everyday form of payment. Since the end of the boom in 2017, fewer and fewer businesses are accepting Bitcoin as a form of payment. Even the North American Bitcoin Conference stopped letting people pay for tickets with, wait for it, Bitcoin, because of high transaction fees and long processing times. Ironically, Bitcoin was invented to avoid stuff like that from happening in the first place. All right, so now you might be thinking, what makes a dollar bill any more real than a Bitcoin? I mean, sure, a dollar physically exists, but what makes this flimsy green piece of paper with a headshot of old GW any more reliable? I mean, it's not based on any physical asset like gold anymore, and its value also rises and falls over time, although never as fast as Bitcoin. The big difference, of course, is that the dollar is the official currency of the United States. That means it's backed by the US government, which can control circulation and adjust interest rates to keep things relatively stable, and make sure that the cash in your wallet is still worth something at the end of the day. Yay, economics! So yeah, it's pretty unlikely that Bitcoin will replace the old greenback in the US, or currencies in other stable economies. But even if Bitcoin falls short of sparking a full-on financial revolution, some advocates argue that it's already proven to be a useful payment system in places with really unreliable economies. Countries like Zimbabwe and Venezuela have been dealing with hyperinflation for years, making their official currencies close to worthless and even more unreliable than Bitcoin. The Venezuelan bolivar, for instance, has lost something like 99.9% of its value in the last 2 years. And that's led to massive national shortages of food, medicine, and other crucial supplies.
1 in 4 Venezuelans is unemployed. Inflation could hit 700% this year.
Venezuelan currency devalued so much that people are using banknotes to make things like soccer balls or works of art.
In late 2017, the Venezuelan government went as far as introducing the 100,000 bolivar note, worth all of about $2.50. In these countries, some people have already started using Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies as alternatives to cash for purchasing basic supplies. And although that's not likely to be a long-term fix, it's better for now at least than lugging around a wagon full of bolivars just to buy some bread. So, what do you think? Is Bitcoin a real alternative or just a digital load of hype? And would you be willing to invest in it? And if you like this video, check out the one I did recently about free speech on college campuses. And one more thing. This is going to be my last Above the Noise episode. I'm moving on to...
All right, guys, so just wanted to kind of show you guys that information about Bitcoin. We're actually going to have a little bit of opportunity a little bit later towards the end of class to talk a little bit more about Bitcoin and what it kind of represents. I'll ask you guys some questions, and you guys can ask questions as well, all right? So we're going to go ahead and get started with our activity. If Brother Kadiku can go ahead and get started. You there?
Yes.
Awesome.
Okay, cool. So we're gonna do Kahoot again. So I made this one. It's kind of like a random, just a bunch of random questions, kind of Kahoot. But I'm just trying to see, I don't know, what kind of questions, what kind of things you want to do. There's like a couple math questions in here. They're not super complicated. They're just like very basic. Like I don't even think you need a calculator to do these, but you know, fair warning. Let me post the.
I'll stop sharing my screen so you can share.
Oh yes.
Give me 1 second. You should be able to share now.
Okay.
Oh, thank you. I just saw that. Thank you.
So I posted the link in the chat, and I'm about to post the game code. Here you go, the game pin. Oh, wait a minute. Chat. Here it is. Okay.
Where would you go?
Hold on. Okay, there it is. Okay, that's the game pin.
All right, and you have the code?
Yeah, I put it in the chat.
Oh, okay, I see it now. Sorry.
Wait a minute.
Is my volume too loud? Let me try to turn it down a little bit.
I think it's. Do you have like two?
Yeah, competing. Is it still competing?
There's an echo when you speak, but it's not like terrible or anything.
Gotcha. Okay.
So can everybody get in the game, or is it still kind of?
I'm trying to get in the game now.
Senseless? Who's senseless?
I think that's Umar.
Okay, I like that. Senseless. It's clever.
It is, isn't it? So we should have. It should be 4 of us.
We're good. Is everybody right?
Say it again.
We can start. We're good. Is everybody?
How many people are in? Is everybody in?
We got 4 right now. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, we're good.
All right. The games begin. I called it random Kahoot because there's a bunch of random questions.
All right.
There's no rhyme or reason to any of them.
Are you sharing your screen?
No, I'm not.
We should be able to. Yeah, because we
Let's
don't
do
know the
that
question.
right now. There we go.
There you go.
Next question.
Oh God.
Good job, everyone.
Yes.
Oh, it's speed too. I keep forgetting. Okay.
What?
A bit of conversion math. Should I give it more time?
Yeah.
I didn't hear it.
I totally missed that.
I should put more time on that one, honestly. That was my fault.
By the time I even saw the question, was like, oh. Let me see.
Sorry. Usually, you'll say, my teacher will say, I can also look at this.
Solid.
Let me move out of the way real quick.
What's the difference between now and class?
No different.
Yeah, horror movies, and you're running down the stairs. Where the camera was.
Was that?
So the way you're running down the stairs looked like you were like being chased in a horror movie or something. The camera was set up. Are you good?
Yeah.
I don't want to do the next question until you show up. Hold on. Here we go.
All right.
Oh, I made this.
Let me see if I can actually catch up now.
There. Okay.
That's a great question.
Trick question. Gotcha. Yes.
Okay, so I'm doing horrible right now.
Game is rigged.
Okay, I see that.
Daddy, how did you do the thing down
Oh, dang, that was quick.
Yeah. Because I'm doing stuff now.
This one's high-key impossible to get within 30 seconds. Okay.
Okay. How is this possible?
Honestly, I shouldn't even count because I made these questions. So.
What? I don't even remember. I remember this song. Oh yeah, okay. I know something. So everybody knew that.
Yeah, Thomas.
Why was it? Steve Urkel. Oh gosh. I think I got that right? Yeah. Oh gosh.
Hey. Raven, so I can see that. Yeah, I said character though.
Yeah, I picked Raven Simone.
How are we supposed to know these?
Was that?
How are we supposed to know these? I wasn't even born in 2000.
What?
Oh gosh. Seriously? How am I supposed to know that? What is I can't? Come on, man. It's not fair.
I put one for like. Sorry.
Okay, so now this is.
It's just.
I've never even seen this.
It's not for you.
Give me no. Sean Spencer.
25% chance. Go ahead.
That sounds the most plausible. Okay, I was wrong. Gibby sounds like a girl's name.
It was a weird show. It was a weird show.
Okay, too easy. Nice. Am I still in last place? My goal is to not come in last.
Order of operations, baby. Let's go.
Hello, police. You need to close the mall. Something terrible is going to happen there.
Mental math. Good job.
Oh, wait, no, please.
Trick question. You almost got me. Yo, I'm still in last place.
Like everybody knows this one. Okay. Whoa.
Somebody got it. And I'm good. Olympic volleyball. What? Oh, the. Like,
Ooh, next to it.
You see the come up? I mean, there's only one way to do this.
Okay, we're all sane people. Just checking.
What kind of nonsense?
That was just like a little throwaway.
Who took first place outside of you? Okay, I came in second. You can't. Oh, how do you come in?
The way it is, it should be. Who's this?
I'm doing for you.
I shouldn't be in second place, obviously. It's really 1, 2, 3.
So this is like right up his alley. iCarly, come on, man. Gibby Gibson.
Yeah.
Like, what is that?
It was one of the characters from the show. I thought. Oh, I don't know. I don't know why I assumed that since I had seen it, I just assumed that you had seen at least like part of it or something. That you usually know the title or something.
Not quite.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
No problem.
All right. So we're gonna go ahead and get started here, guys. I'm gonna drop the Nearpod code in the chat. Actually, I'll just drop the link in the chat. So you guys should be able to just click on the link and make your way to Nearpod. Let me go ahead and just drop this. It's acting up.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it. And the next one, next week will be better. I promise. I'm thinking about doing a little more math questions, just I don't know, but not too hard. Just small thinking problems. All right, y'all.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you for having me.
All right, let's try to go ahead and. I'm gonna try to post this into the chat. Oh, it's not posting. Can you post that in the chat for me? For some reason, it's not letting me. It's not letting me change who I'm sending the message to.
Are you talking to me, Brother Hamzat?
Yes, hello.
Were you talking to me? You wanted me?
Yeah, can you post that for me? I'm having a hard time changing who I'm. Let me see. No, it was still not letting me. Sorry. Thank you. Thank you so much. There's the link to the Nearpod, guys. Sorry about the hold up there. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so you can view the Nearpod as well, just in case anybody's having trouble. All right, so everybody should be able to see my screen right now. And we're going to go ahead and move forward. I'll give you guys a second to get logged in. While you guys are logging in, just to go over the timeline real quick, guys. So today we're going to start investing. We're actually going to end up doing an investment challenge. So we're going to talk about 401ks today and paper trading. And towards the end of class, we're going to begin our investment challenge. Our investment challenge is basically we're all going to have a investment account. I'm going to start you guys off with $100,000 in this fake investment account, and you guys are going to have 3 weeks between now and the next time that we meet to play around with your investments, to invest in different things. And it acts just like real-time stock do, and you'll be able to invest and kind of play around things, and we'll see who kind of does the best within these 3 weeks in terms of what they choose to invest in and how much they make. All right, and I'll talk a little bit more about that a little bit later. Next class, we're going to actually do some real investing. So a video is going to go out. I have the video posted already, but it'll go out to parents to show you guys or show your parents how to get started with a custodial account on E-Trade. It's a really simple process, but to create a custodial account for all of you guys taking the class, and then next class, inshallah, we'll actually begin investing. All right, and then our last class before break will be June 6th, and we'll continue with our trading, kind of taking a look at what we've done, maybe moving some things around, looking at different companies, and then we're gonna start our conversation on careers. All right, anybody have any questions before we move forward? Feel free to unmute yourself. I can't see the chat right now, so feel free to unmute yourself and ask a question if you do have one.
Yes, I do have a question.
Okay,
so
go ahead.
For the investing in the fake stock account thingy, is it gonna work like a real time, like early in the morning? You're gonna have to like go early in the morning and then look at the stocks and then do that. So is it gonna be like that?
Yeah. So you won't have to wake up early in the morning. I mean, it's good to wake up early in the morning and do it, but you can buy and sell at any time of day while the stock market is open. So the stock market closes at 4:30, opens up at 8:30 in the morning. And you can invest at any time, buy and sell any time between those hours. So yes, it will work just like that. Okay. So you only be able to buy and sell between the hours of the stock market.
All right, that makes sense.
Yep. But so there is something called after hours trading that we'll talk about a little bit. It extends like an hour and a half. So I think it runs till 6. After hour trading, I think runs till 6. So you may be able to invest in after hour trading, but some trades will go through, some trades won't, some trades will happen. Yeah. And you have to wait till the next day for them to go through. But we'll talk about that as we get into the actual game. Any other questions, guys? All right. I was going to move forward. All right, so objective for today, students will be able to do, number one, you're going to select investments that you want to invest in through a fake 401k account. We'll start off with that. Then we're going to take a risk assessment test and evaluate your results. And last but not least, we're going to begin our trading competition, and we'll go through that here. All right. So just some quick vocabulary words. If I can have one person to read what a stock is for me, please. Anybody can come off of mute and go and read it for me.
Stock, also known as equity, is a security that represents the ownership of a fraction of a corporation. This entitles the owner of the stock to proportion of the corporation's asset to a proportion of the corporation's assets and profit equal to how much stock they own. Units of stocks are called shares.
Very good. Just want to remind everybody of what a stock is, and we buy stock in units called shares. All right, very good. Can somebody read the second one for us? Bond. What is a bond? Again, bond guys. Anybody can come off mute.
Bond, a fixed income instrument that presents a loan made by an investor to borrow, typically corporate or governmental. A bond could be thought of as an IOU between the lender and the borrower. That includes the details of the loan and its payments.
Very good. And the bond, in layman's terms, is you borrowing money. Is basically not you borrowing, but you allowing somebody to borrow your money. So you lending your money out, and then they pay you back your money. Depending on the length of time you guys have agreed upon and the interest rate or that you guys have agreed upon. That's what a bond is. All right. So real quick, guys, quick question for you. All right. So if you were to have an investment portfolio, what percentage of your investment portfolio would you invest in stocks and bonds? All right. The percentage should equal 100. And I want you guys to explain your reasoning. So what percent would you invest in stocks and what percent would you invest in bonds? Based on what we've kind of talked about in the past or what your logic might be. So how much would you invest in stocks and how much would you invest? Okay. So you used to say 60% bonds, and I guess that'll be, 60% stocks, excuse me, and 40% bonds, okay? Mom Price is 100% stocks. Don't want interest, okay? Nice. Complete sense. I'll give you guys another minute to go ahead and wrap that up. So what percent in stocks? What percent would you do in bonds? So I realize it's 70% stocks, so a higher rate in stocks, okay, 30% in bonds, and why I don't lose too much money if the stocks don't go well. Okay, very good. So something a little bit more stable in terms of bonds, okay? 30% you can't lose money on bonds, all right? So 30% on bonds and then 70% in stocks. I like it. All right, we're gonna go ahead and move forward, guys. Here, I don't want to waste too much time. I'm gonna do 35 already. All right, let's go ahead and move forward. Thank you guys for sharing. All right, so Yusuf, if you can read this for us, just fast back for us, please.
The average 401k account only has $180,000 by retirement. It has the potential of being millions of dollars if you max out your contributions.
Very good, right? So this is the average person's 401k has $180,000. But if you do your investments properly and you actually contribute the max amount, you could have millions by the time you retire. All right. Speaking of retirement, the average American retires at the age of 63 years old. Is this younger or older than you guys thought? And please come off. Younger? Okay, you thought it was much younger than you thought. Anybody else? The average age of retirement is 63 in the United States. That is an interesting idea. It's interesting to think about what life would be like at 63 years old, but yeah, definitely that is kind of young because you still have like a lot of life ahead of you to be for you to be retired. Very good. Let's talk about one more fast fact. All right, according to data from the U.S. Census Bureau, only 32% of Americans are saving for retirement in a 401k. So only 32% of Americans are actually planning or saving towards retirement using a 401k. And the numbers would be slightly more because there are more people that are saving, but they maybe not be using a 401k. So that number is slightly skewed. I don't want you guys to think that only 32% of Americans are investing towards retirement. There are some people who invest towards retirement using like a Roth IRA or other things outside of a 401k. All right. All right, so we're gonna do a little group work. What we're gonna do, I'm gonna put you guys into groups. I'm gonna stop sharing for a second. I'm gonna put you guys in a group. I want to give you guys as much time as possible. We're gonna do a quick activity with 401ks, and then when we have about 20 minutes left, I'm gonna bring you guys back. I want to make sure I cut it off. So if you're not done with 401ks, it's okay, because I really want to get into our stock competition. So with about 20 minutes left, I'm gonna pull you guys back to the main room, and you guys, I'm gonna go over the actual competition with you guys and walk you guys step by step through that. Okay, but first, this activity. So let me go ahead and minimize this screen. All right, so we're gonna do a little role play, signing up for a 401k. So it says, let's pretend you are starting your first job and your employer offers a 401k. This activity, you'll practice picking which investment options to invest your money in. Take a risk tolerance assessment and more. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and click on this. This is the actual assignment. You guys are gonna go up to File, and you're going to go down and make a copy. Everybody should have access to it right now. You're going to go File, make a copy. I'm going to put you guys into breakout rooms. And I want you guys to work in pairs, working your way down this this assignment here, okay? Give me 1 second to get you guys into breakout rooms.
So sorry. I was aiming at the headshot.
All right. And let me make sure. Let me pick the groups for you guys. All right, I'll have I'll have you work with Brian, Hassan, Mar, and then this one I will put Islam, and I will add Yusuf in with this group as well. All right, perfect. All right, guys, go ahead and make your way to your rooms, and I'll be popping in to see how you guys are doing here in a second. So I'm just going to kind of explain the document, what they're doing right now. So I'm going to share my screen one time so everybody can kind of see what the document is, if anybody has any questions about what it may be. So they're doing a kind of a role play using a document about a 401k. So I gave them the assignment. It says, you know, you landed your first job out of college and you're excited to hear that your company not only offers a voluntary 401k plan, but they will match 50 cents per every dollar up to 6% of your salary. So thinking back to the personal finance lessons you've learned in Senior Stars, you know that participating is obviously a must, right? You also remember there are lots of decisions that lie ahead. So there's 4 different parts to this activity. So the first part is just kind of, I want them to think about what their retirement looks like. I know they're only in high school, but it's really important. Let me go ahead and let this person in real quick. Really important to kind of start thinking about what retirement may look like for them. All right, and let me let this person in. I'm gonna get them to a breakout room real quick before we continue. All right. So as I was saying, so they're, you know, I want them to kind of start thinking about what their retirement might look like. So I asked them basic questions, right? How many years do you anticipate working before you retire? I want them to start thinking about that. Then I want them to think about what their ideal retirement looks like. So I want them to think about, you know, are you somebody who wants to live modestly, or are you somebody who wants to have a whole lot of money in retirement and live a certain way? So start thinking about what your lifestyle might look like in retirement and how much you would need to kind of how much you would need to raise, or how much you would need to have saved up in your 401k or retirement plan to do that. Then part 2 is just figuring out how much you have to use towards your 401k. So just like the budgeting activities we've done before, we did like a pseudo budget here based off of $50,000 a year. And basically that's $3,200 after taxes. And I gave some basic items, some basic line items that they're going to have to contribute towards. And then what they have left over would be $550. It's about 17% of their net income. And I don't know if you guys remember back to earlier in the year, we talked about a rule of thumb being saving 15% of your salary. 15% will be between 15 and 30% anyway of your salary would be a great starting point. So that's about $550. And then I asked them what other categories did I not include up here and how much might that cost in a year. Talk about how much, they want to invest and what that looks like. So enrolling in the 401k. So I gave them the kind of pseudo paperwork of enrolling in the 401k there. Then this is kind of a risk assessment. So I wanted them to think about what their level of risk is. So and that will determine where they're going to invest their money and how they're going to invest their money. So they're taking like a risk assessment here. Once they're done with the risk assessment, they give themselves a grade. There's a scoring key that I created up here. So they're going to give themselves a grade on the risk on their risk assessment, and then they'll be able to go down here a little bit more and then select what kind of fund matches their risk and how much they want to try to earn. So they have a bunch of different funds here that they're going to look at, and these are equity funds, bonds, and then ETFs that we talked about a couple weeks ago, 2 classes ago that we talked about ETFs. Yeah. So they have to kind of look at. I know it's super young and they're super early, but it's really good to kind of get this in mind now. So that's why we're not going to spend too much time on this.
I think they're going to remember some of it when they're actually going through it and really.
Absolutely, I think so. Absolutely, and really, it's about planting those seeds. It's really just about planting those seeds and get their mind working on this. So, yeah. So and then so I'll give them a little bit more time with this just to kind of run through it, and then we're gonna I'm gonna explain the game. Let me explain it to you while I actually have it up here. Let me put this down. So the game is really simple. So I've created this account for us. So the OPI project, so all the kids will be under the same, and they're basically competing against each other. So you'll be able to see everybody's portfolio. You'll see everybody's ranking once they all get in here. They can also have a little group chat to discuss different things. And the game actually will open up tomorrow. So I have this start date for tomorrow. Today, they'll be able to play around with how the functionality works and kind of trading. They can trade today, but it won't be included in their portfolio, which actually opens up tomorrow. So there's that. And the assignment, it's really simple, kind of walks them through what to do. So I tell them about the purpose of it, and then I give them an overview. So I told them to act as a prospecting portfolio manager for the OPIA project. We've entrusted you with $100,000 to invest at your discretion for a period of 3 weeks. And what we're looking for out of the investments, what the return is, and how they actually log into the account. So they'll click on this link and they'll put the code in OPIA, and then they'll be able to get started. And I gave them kind of guidelines for each week and what to look for. So today they'll be practicing trading and see what that looks like. And I gave them some tools here as well to use to research companies and that kind of thing.
Cool, thank you.
Yeah, so it should be fun. And then I told them it's not a real paper, but I'm gonna have them do like a little write-up. So in 3 weeks, that last class, the 23rd, I have them do like a little write-up about what they learned. So they answer these 4 basic questions. Which positions exceeded your expectations? So where did you make more money than you thought? Like what companies and what conditions caused this? Which positions underperformed for you? What factors created the performance gap? What are the key things you learned from the virtual stock exchange experience? And how will your virtual stock exchange experience influence your personal investing in the future? So just those 4 basic questions I want them to answer when we come.
I wonder if we can invite the parents to that session.
So okay.
And, to make it this is pretty much like the end of the school year project.
Yeah, kind of, essentially, yeah. That's true.
We'll invite the parents too.
Okay. Inshallah.
It really brings it all together.
Yeah, it kind of does. So to actually get in, so the part that what time is it? How much time do they have left? Okay, 10 minutes. The part that in terms of how we get in contact with the parents to give them the information of how to create the custodial account. So I have a video. It's a really short, like a 4-minute video that they can watch. I mean, creating a custodial account is so easy. So it'll walk them through how to do it. If they want to watch the video, I can also create a PDF or a document that can do it. What do you think is best in order to reach the parents?
I've done something like this before where I recorded myself on a Zoom session, but I'm guessing this will be an app, so it might be a little more difficult to do it this way.
No, so they can do it. They can do it through the app, or they can do it online.
Okay. Another option would be if you can record yourself in Zoom somehow.
Drink a baseball.
Of it and walking them through it. So you go to the website and say, okay, this is the website.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. So that's exactly what the recording is. The video actually is step by step. Click on this, put this information in, click on that. Say it again.
And both.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So it's really simple. It takes maybe 5 minutes to sign up. So it's really simple.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And then they can.
About summer camp, we'll fill you in. We'll still.
Okay. Inshallah. Let me check in on them real quick, and then we'll come back. All right, guys. So thank you guys for working on that doc. Appreciate you. If you guys got something out of it, I want you guys to get an idea of what it's like to invest in a 401k and kind of start thinking about those long-term plans as you guys start getting money in. All right. So we're going to go ahead and move forward. I hope everybody can go back to Nearpod. Let's get everybody back to Nearpod. And everybody can turn on their screens again for me. Go ahead and turn your cameras on again. And again, we should be back in Nearpod. I'm going to go ahead and move forward. So we're going to talk a little bit about paper trading. Oh, let me share my screen again. Sorry about that. One second. Here we go. So we're talking about paper trading, right? So I hope everybody can see my screen. So talk about paper trading and what it is and why you should use it in 2021. And that's what we're going to kind of be doing today. So if I can have Abdul Salam, can you read what paper trading is, please?
Paper trading is stimulated trading. It's a way for anyone who wants to test out trading the opportunity to see how trades would perform in real time. It's a virtual rate to trade, and that means you don't have to risk a cent of your capital. You find and research stocks, set entries and stop losses, and choose order types. It's just like trading with a live account. And paper trading is basically a no-risk, real-time education.
Very good. Thank you, sir. All right. So talking about paper trading, I want you guys to go ahead. I'm going to explain what the project looks like, right? What our competition is going to kind of look like when we go and move forward. Everybody should be on this screen right here. The virtual stock exchange. All right. Umar, can you read the purpose of this for us, please?
The purpose of using virtual stock exchange is to give you a better understanding of trading strategies and portfolio management. You will also learn a variety of financial instruments and the risks and rewards as they apply to asset management.
All fancy words. Thank you. All fancy words. But you guys will get it once you start doing it. So inshallah, we'll get to that now. All right. So Muhammad, if you can read the project overview and goals for us, please.
Acting as a proactive portfolio manager for the APIA project, we have entrusted you with $100,000 to invest at your discretion for a period of 3 weeks. We are expecting you to invest your money wisely and profitably. Additionally, we are considering other asset managers, your classmates, and also be ranking each to the success of the portfolio management. You will be able to track how you are measuring up throughout this exercise. At the end of the trading period, we hope to be satisfied with your performance managing our portfolio. Specifically, we are concerned about the following criteria: absolute return, the total dollar increase in the portfolio over the trading period; risk-adjusted return, the return on the portfolio taking into account the level of risk assumed by you as measured by the Sharpe ratio; ethics, investing in ethical and halal companies.
All right, you can stop right there. Thank you, Mohammed. So, in order for you guys to register, I want everybody to go ahead and click on that link. And I'll do that as well. Take you directly here. You should be able to click Join Game. And you're going to enter the password Afia. All right. You click Join Game. You'll enter the... Again, once you click on that link, you'll click Join Game. You'll go ahead and type in, and you click Join Game.
Wait, do I have to create an account? This is weird.
Yeah, so if you don't have to create I'm sorry, I should have mentioned that. If you don't have an account, you should create an account. It's just a free, easy, quick. My apologies, I forgot to mention that to you guys. All right, so while we're waiting on the last two, let me go over a couple pieces of information that you'll see on your screen. Let me share my screen one more time real quick. All right, so when you sign in, obviously the very first thing, everybody should see the overview of the project, and it should have your profile up there. It'll have your net worth, your total gains, and so this is the amount that you have overall. This is your net worth. The actual cash remaining, meaning how much actual of that 100,000 have you not invested yet in terms of just liquid cash, right? Buying power, same thing. And then gains, overall gains. So today's gains. So you'll have gains over the course of the 3 weeks each day, and then overall gains and overall returns. And then I disable the borrowing cash and the shorts. We're not doing shorts or kind of borrowing money off of the assets or off of the money you raised. We're not going to do any of that. We're going to keep it simple, just buying and selling stock. All right. And then as you guys see about the game, it's going to start tomorrow, May 3rd. It's going to run through May 24th. All right, that Monday. All right. And then if you go to portfolio, this is where you'll see all of the other items. Once you start buying things, you'll be able to see everything there under your portfolio. You'll see all the different things you own. Excuse me. You'll see a history of your transactions here. Any news based off of the companies that you invested in will be put here. All right, and you guys will start getting the hang of it once you actually start investing in the company, start trading. All right, and then obviously you'll see the rankings for everybody on this last page here of rankings. All right, you'll see where everybody stands in terms of who's raised more and so on. Let me let somebody in real quick. Okay, so again, you'll see who's raised what amount here. All right, and that'll be the rankings. And then there's a discussion board. So maybe you might want to tell somebody, hey, I found a really good company. You guys should look into such and such. And you can post it on the chat for everybody if you want to be so nice. All right, to post that stuff there. All right. And then you wouldn't have to mess with settings, but this is just the information about the program. I mean, about our competition. All right. Now, while we are here, I want you guys to take a look at one more thing in Nearpod. Go ahead and So once you've registered and you scroll down a little bit, the schedule of events are there. So today you'll be able to kind of look over the exchange. The exchange is open, so you'll be able to start kind of practice trading. Tomorrow when the game actually goes, you already joined the class today, so you don't have to do that. But tomorrow and then all of next week, you'll be doing virtual stock exchange trading. And then the last day, our next class, like I told you guys, you guys are going to be doing a kind of a final portfolio management debrief. So there's 4 questions that I want you guys to discuss, and I'll show you guys what those are today. I mean, at the bottom here. So let me scroll down. There are some resources here as well for you guys to use. So there's Market Watch. Obviously, that's the website that we're using. There's a lot of information about there about what companies are doing well, what companies are doing bad. There's a list of halal companies here as well, so you guys can click on that. There is the Wall Street Journal, of course, Yahoo Finance, all right, and then daily treasury yield curve rates. All right, so you'll be able to click on this as well. Any of these you can use as resources, as well as a plethora of other resources available online. All right, so the next time we meet, you guys are going to answer these 4 questions. All right, which positions exceeded your expectations? Meaning, which companies did you invest in that exceeded your expectations of how much they were worth at the end, and what conditions caused this? What positions or companies underperformed for you? What factors created that performance gap? What are the key things you learned from the virtual stock exchange experience? And then last but not least, how will your virtual stock exchange experience influence your personal investing in the future? All right. So 4 basic questions I'm going to have you guys kind of answer the next time we meet. In between now and then, you guys are going to get to trading and playing around on the platform and kind of working through it. Anybody have any questions? Feel free to ask anything. All right. So I stopped sharing my screen. We are going to have a guest in. I believe he's here already. Mr. Al-Maroof, are you available? Are you ready?
I made an account, but then it's saying that my account doesn't exist.
I'm in.
It says your account doesn't exist. Okay, I'm going to pull you into a breakout room real quick, and then we'll walk through together. Okay. Give me 1 second. Let me set the breakout room up, and I'll introduce our speaker, and he'll get started, and then we'll come back to the breakout. We'll come back to the main room.
Everyone back together again after summer vacation.
Kind of feels like something's missing. 1 second. All right. You can go and make your way forward. All right. All right, guys. So I want to introduce our guest speaker for today, Mr. I'll let him introduce himself if he's ready, actually.
I'm ready.
Yep. Please go ahead and introduce yourself, brother, and tell him a little about yourself and then what you do.
All right. I guess Assalamu alaikum, everybody. My name is Mugni Dikwa Al-Maroof. I'm currently a database administrator. So I work in the technology field. I'm a database administrator. My area of expertise is Oracle, database administration, Postgres, and Ingress. I guess I started off, I have a bachelor's degree in, I have 2 degrees from Washington Adventist University. Washington Adventist University is a 7-day Adventist school in Tacoma Park, Maryland. I have a healthcare background. So I have my associate's degree in respiratory care. And then I have a bachelor's degree in healthcare administration. Prior to going to school, I've always wanted to play soccer professionally. That was my main goal, was to play soccer professionally. But at the same time, also had the ability to go to school, to do something in the healthcare field. Initially, I wanted to be a dentist. That didn't quite go as planned, but I've always had a backup plan, right? I always knew that I wanted to do something in the healthcare field. So I kind of stumbled upon healthcare administration and respiratory care. I had upperclassmates that were also biology
majors that wanted to go to either medical school or dental school or physical therapy school that told me about respiratory care and kind of mentioned it to me. Hey, you know, if you're undecided about whether you still want to go to dental school or medical school, you can go into respiratory care field. At least you'll have a job after you graduated, right? So I stumbled upon it. I did my research and I figured that I wasn't sure if I still wanted to go to dental school, but I knew that I can get a job after I graduated. So I majored in respiratory care. I have a degree in respiratory care and I have my licenses. So respiratory care is it's basically a field where you focus on patients that have any issues with breathing, right? Any lung issues, say patients have asthma. I'm sure you guys know about asthma, right? Asthma, lung cancer, a lot of lung issues, COPDs, your cystic fibrosis, bronchitis, emphysema, etc. There's a whole bunch of array of lung conditions. And what we do is we pretty much focus on that, and we treat patients, we give them breathing treatments. We also intubate patients if we have to, put them on the breathing machine and all that, so on and so forth. How I stumbled upon what I'm currently doing, I had friends that I played soccer with in college that pretty much were computer science majors, had strong computer science background. I was working in a hospital and I realized that I didn't see a room for growth in that field. And I also wanted to keep my options open, right? My friends introduced me to IT. I started taking classes while I was working in the hospital. I went back to school and started taking classes and stumbled upon database. And I've been working as a database administrator for over about 3 or 4 years now. The reason why I love the IT field is there's always room for growth, guys. So anybody that's interested in the IT field, now is the time to get in it. It's not, I mean, it's an amazing field. There's so many things you can do in information technology. I mean, there's so many things, right? Database administration is just one thing, but there's so many other different field, different career paths in information technology itself. The good thing about information technology is you have the ability there's a flexibility, right? I work Monday through Friday. I typically work 8 hours a day, but there's a flexibility. I take lunch from 12 to 1 and come back to work as long as my job has been done. No one is macromanaging me. There's room for growth. You have depending on the environment you work in, you have the opportunity to learn other new technology, other new skill sets, right? I'm a database administrator, but sometimes I learn about software. I learn about Linux. We have sysadmins that I can learn from. So there's a lot of opportunity for growth with database administration. Do you guys have any questions for me before I continue rambling on? Does anybody, please shoot me. If you have any questions, please feel free to just go ahead and ask.
Okay, I have a question.
Yes.
Are you a pro soccer player?
No, I am not a pro soccer player. That's a good question. So when I finished college, I went to a smaller school. So what you will learn is there's a lot of politics even in soccer, right? Especially in the States, right? There's not that many leagues, first of all. You have Major League Soccer, you have United Soccer League Championship, then you have USL 1, USL 2. The money isn't the best because there's not such a big market for soccer in America. So that's something you have to consider as well. And I went to a smaller school. So if you typically want to get drafted into the Major League Soccer is like one of the best leagues in the States, and it's pretty well known. That's where, I don't know if if you're familiar with DC United or if you're familiar with LA Galaxy, Seattle Sounders, that's where they play. They play in the top tier league, and that's Major League Soccer. And if you want to get drafted in there, you literally have to be the best of the best. And if you go to a smaller school that's not known for soccer, your chances of you getting drafted or making it is very slim. So I did have trials overseas instead. I went overseas and tried out. I played in Germany for 3 months. I tried out in Greece. I could have gotten signed in Greece. I decided not to because I was gonna get signed to Division 3, and I was already 25. And by the time I worked my way up to the first division, I timed everything. I wasn't sure if it was worth it at the time, so that's why I didn't continue pursuing my soccer career. Luckily for me, I obviously have a degree, so I was able to utilize my degree, right? So when I came back to the States, I started working in the healthcare field, and then I have friends. I didn't see a room for growth, and I was talking to my friends. I have friends already that was doing IT, that was a computer science background, so they kind of like, encouraged me to get into it. Initially, I did actually take some classes in cybersecurity before I switched to database administration. So yeah.
Exactly.
So why are you interested in playing soccer? Is that why you asked?
No, I play soccer. I was just wondering.
Oh, okay. Well,
but
I'm glad he said he's not interested in playing soccer. He plays soccer.
Nice. That's good. Just want you to let you know that it's highly competitive. Anyone that wants to pursue a professional career, you got to understand. I don't know what else to tell you. It's highly competitive. It's really hard if you don't get recruited to the right program, right? What I mean by that is I've seen so many talented players. I've played against so many, but I'm like, why are they not professional? Guess what? They probably didn't get seen properly, right? They probably played at a smaller school. Smaller schools don't get the same looks as bigger schools do in the States. And so your chances are slimmer. So if it's something you want to do, it's those are things you have to put into consideration.
I do have a question for you though. In terms of like, I know you started off in the medical field. That's what you went to your college for. Is what you got your degree in. You switched over to IT. Do you wish that you would have done IT to begin with?
Oh yeah. So it's so funny. So me and my friends, we all play soccer together, and we're all now in the IT field. We make this joke all the time. We're like, man, to be honest with you guys, we're like, man, if I knew that, I would have just went straight to IT from the beginning. I definitely do wish that I would have done IT in the beginning, but one thing I realized is everyone's story is different, and your story can impact somebody else that's probably going through something similar to you. So yes, I do wish I did, but hey, we live and we learn.
So in the field that you're in, do you need a college degree? Is this something that, like, as a high schooler, can I get certified to become a database administrator as a high schooler, or would I need to get a degree first and then go get certification? And how long did the certification take you to get a certification in database administration?
That's a good question. So you honestly don't need a certification to get into you don't need a college degree to get in the IT field. Now, if you want to progress in the IT field, if you want to move up the ladder, like let's say you want to get a more technically advanced role, or you want to get into managerial positions, those do require you to have either extensive knowledge of experience, or a bachelor's degree, or sometimes a 4-year military experience, something similar that you've done in the military. So they just want you to have what the job entails.
So what can in the field that you work in, what is a range? Like, let's say I didn't go to college and I got a certification in database administration. Number one, how long does it take to get certified in database administration? And then number two, what is a range that I can look forward to making in terms of per year?
Oh, that's good. So the first question is how long does it take to get certification? So in database administration, we have so many RDBMSs. We call them relational database management systems. The different companies have their own database softwares that they provide to other companies, right? They market out to companies. So it depends, but to get a regular certification, you It just depends on the kind of certification you want to study for. For example, there's something that's called a simple as SQL fundamentals, Oracle SQL fundamentals. That is basically understanding the SQL, which is a structured query language, which is what communicates with the database. That won't take you that long to study for and to understand. Maybe if you take anywhere between 2 to 4 weeks, you can study for that exam. Now, if you want to get your Oracle Certified Associate, that will take you longer. It will take you more experience because you have to really fully understand SQL queries. You have to understand the table structure of a database. You have to understand the indexes. You have to understand the storage space. You have to understand extensive database, right? You have to understand more information. You have to have more information, more knowledge on database. So it varies. It varies. For me, for example, it took me about a year of studying and getting Oracle database knowledge. I took some classes, I took courses in it. After that, I took some projects, courses. I learned more about extensive knowledge in terms of like configuring different servers and communicating together. So in the field itself, it's just like any field. You want to make yourself more marketable. It's not necessary for you to have certifications, but if you want to be more marketable and more competitive, it's strongly suggested to get certs after, it's strongly suggested to look into that to make yourself more marketable, especially in this DC, Maryland, Virginia area, right? You're competing with a lot of people. You're competing with military folks as well, people that already have clearance level, people that have military experience, military background. So it can be with a lot. So it's always good to be more marketable, to get certs under your belt. I, for example, have like 3 already. I have a Oracle Cloud infrastructure. Cloud is the new thing. A lot of companies are trying to migrate their products to cloud, their software to cloud. I also have an Amazon cert as well. So, and I have what is called a CompTIA Security Plus. Those certs are more government level certs. Those CompTIA, CAP, CATs are just basically certs that they provide so you can have knowledge of IT, the basic knowledge of networking, understanding database structure, understanding sysadmin work. So it just varies. And the range pay also varies. Entry levels, if you're a beginner, if you get an entry level job, which is like a first with limited experience job, you can make anywhere between 60K to 75K. If you're a mid-level, you can make anywhere between 80K to 95, just depends on the company that's offering the contract, depending on how much they bid for the contract as well. If you're a senior level, you're making well over 100K.
So you're telling me that if I'm 18 years old and I take a class, and 1 year from now I'm finished that class, and I become a database administrator, that I can make $60,000 at the age of 19?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, definitely.
And can I do the same thing at the age of 16, or do I have to wait till I'm?
You have to wait. You have to wait till you're at least 18 years old.
Gotcha.
A lot of employees would not hire anyone under 18.
Gotcha. But what if I get my certification before then and then wait till apply?
Oh, there's nothing wrong with that. If you start studying now and if you know for sure you want to get into the IT field, I would definitely recommend. Now is a great opportunity for students. There's a lot of internships out there. I have a friend that's currently doing an internship. It's an internship to hire opportunity. Most internships are anyway, because the whole purpose of the internship is to see how you work, to see if you're somebody that they're willing to bring in, right? So there's a lot of internships in this area. So I would definitely take advantage of that as well.
Nice. So how would I get started? Like if I wanted to become a DBA like you, how would I get started? What would I need to do?
If you want to become a DBA, you can pretty much take private classes online. There's so many online tools. You can take classes at a private school. They offer DBA classes. You just have to do your research. You can also go to school and go to college and do computer science. That's a longer way of doing things. But with a computer science degree, you have not only a database experience, you have a coding background, coding knowledge, programming background. You have a little bit of software, computer software background. So you have a well-rounded array of things you can pick from. It's strongly recommended that students do have a computer science degree because they can venture off into so many things in technology field.
So that's good. So computer science degree is one way to go. Another way is just to do a DBA class. How much is something like, let's say I didn't want to go to college and I just wanted to do a DBA class and I wanted to, be a 19-year-old making $60,000 a year. How much would it cost me to do a DBA class?
Most classes, it just depends. Some are like, there's a 6 months programs to a year program that costs about, I would say anywhere between $4K to $6K. It just depends.
Do you know anybody who does classes?
Yeah.
And you said between, how much is it?
I do offer classes for students. Our class is it's a 4 to 6 month program, and it's only it's about $2K for that, about $2,000.
And that would certify me to become a DBA?
No, that would give you a basic knowledge of database. Now, if you want to sit to get certified, you have to study and sit for that.
So your class would give me the knowledge I needed, and then I would still have to go and study?
Still have to go and study, yeah, to take certs, yep. Yep.
Sorry about dominating the conversation, guys. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask any questions.
Anybody have any questions for me? Nope, no one?
Okay. All right. Yeah, I have a question.
All right, cool.
This is kind of like a fun one. So, very simple question.
Mm-hmm.
Are you with the Ghanaian jollof or the Nigerian jollof?
Am I with the Ghanaian jollof or the Nigerian jollof?
Yeah.
What's better, Ghanaian jollof or Nigerian jollof?
I'm sorry to say this, guys. Neither. I've had better from Senegal, so.
Curveball.
Senegal jollof is the best jollof I've had so far.
So you saying Senegalese jollof is better than Ghanaian jollof and Nigerian jollof?
Well, okay. First of all, let me start by saying the experience. It's more of an individual experience, right? Everyone cooks differently. Just because they're Nigerian, they're Ghanaian, like doesn't mean like I've had really good Ghanaian food, Ghanaian jollof rice. I've had really good Nigerian jollof rice. It just depends on who makes it, honestly. But the best jollof rice I've had out of West Africa was a Senegalese jollof rice. So I just have to stay.
Okay.
I have to stay truthful to myself.
Okay. I respect that.
That's interesting. I wasn't expecting that at all.
Yeah.
But that's all right. All right, guys. If you guys don't have any more questions, please thank Brother Amaru for Brother Dikwa for coming out and talking to you guys today, getting you guys some more information about the IT field, what it takes to get into the IT field, and how short you can study and make pretty good money. Right? You don't need necessarily to have a 4-year degree to do something in the IT field, and you can get out and make definitely high money.
Yeah.
All right.
You can definitely make some good money in the IT field.
But definitely want to thank you for coming out today.
Yeah. Thank you guys for having. Oh, sure. Yes, ma'am.
Brother.
Wa alaikum salam to our brother.
Do you have a website you can share with us? Can you just chat?
A website for the class?
Yeah, for the classes.
Oh yeah, sure. I can share that with you guys if you just give me 1 second.
All right.
I will get that for you. All right. Let me get that for you.
Let's make that one cheeseburger and some carrots.
And while he's typing that into the chat, guys, just keep in mind. So today we kind of we signed up for this challenge, guys. I want you to really take time today, maybe tomorrow, but probably today, to look over the platform, look over how you trade, and on Nearpod. I'm going to share it to you now. If you guys go back to Nearpod real quick for me while he's typing that in. I'm going to go ahead and move forward. I want you guys to go ahead and click on this PDF viewer. It's a PDF, and it gives you some tips and tricks. If you scroll down, it'll give you some different tips and tricks about how to start trading and about the game and how to monitor your trades and all that good stuff. So everybody kind of has this tips and tricks cheat sheet to kind of look at as you guys begin. Again, it's in there, pod. Now let me post it as well, just in case.
Hamza, I send it to you because I'm not able to post it on here, but it's on your WhatsApp. If you can please just forward it to them.
Will do. I can do that.
I do have a quick question, actually. Two questions. The first one is, which position do you play, or do you play?
Okay. So yeah. So like everyone, when I was younger, I wanted to play. I was an attacker, a striker. But in high school, I moved into midfield. And then in college, I don't know if I should have done that. I sacrificed myself for the team, and I was a defender because we needed more defenders. So I can play defensive mid is my strongest suit, but I can play midfield or defense.
Okay. Yep. And then the second one was, like, what exactly do you do, like, in your job? Like, do you do coding, or do you just look over people?
No. So I don't do coding. So we have a different, that's a different whole job itself. I'm not a developer. I'm not a coder. I'm a database administrator. So think of, what's a good analogy? So think of Target, right? Everyone knows what Target is, right? So Target has a database in the back end, right? They have a software that runs, they have an operating system. They have several operating systems. They're called servers, right?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
So on the servers, they have an operating system, and then you have a bunch of databases on those servers, right? So think of it this way, right? Target has a number of employees, right? So the database has the employees' information, has like their name, has their address, their social, when they were hired, when they left, the employee number, has a department number, has an accounting department, has how many users go in and out the database, has how many transactions they have. So in database, we have two different types of databases. We have what is called online transactional process database, and we have something that's called online analysis processing database. So those two. So your Targets, your Walmarts, those are online transactional databases. Because think of it this way, right? If Bank of America shuts down, right, that would be crazy, right? Nobody can get in to withdraw money. No one can go into their bank account. So we as database administrators, we keep that application running. Keep that application running. So the database holds applications. It communicates between the application and it holds it intact together, and it stores all that information in like table spaces, table formats.
So like Excel sheets or something?
Exactly, like in an Excel sheet. So basically, the databases, operating systems are computers. They just hold a lot of information in them, like an Excel sheet, basically. Yeah, all the information. It could be like employee numbers, how much money that employee makes. It could be how many people logged in to Bank of America at 5 p.m. today. It could be how many customers Bank of America has. It has just have a whole bunch of information.
And this is all done through the computer, right?
And this is all done in a database, yeah.
And then you like oversee it, or?
Exactly. So we make sure the databases are functioning properly.
Okay.
We make sure they're running smoothly. We make sure they have enough space. Yeah, so pretty much.
So you guys are like the caretakers of the servers.
Exactly. Yeah. Things that you guys don't see that we do in the back end. Yeah, we're like the caretakers of the database, making sure, they're always up and running, making sure they're smooth. And then we also have different phases of database. So there's a development level, which is developing into whatever it becomes. We have a test level. We have what is QAT, which is quality assurance. And then we have production. Production means the environment is live, right? So production is really live. Everyone is happening right then and there. That's what production pretty means.
All right, appreciate it.
I hope that explains it. If it doesn't, if you have any other questions, please ask me. I'll try to explain it, even more.
Definitely thank you. So I'm gonna post the information for the class for anybody interested into the group, the WhatsApp group. So you'll be able to find that information there. Again, I posted a link to the cheat sheet in our chat. So go ahead and click on that. Take a look at that cheat sheet. It'll walk you through how to trade, what to look for, all that good stuff. And then next time I'll see you guys, we'll actually begin trading. The video will go out to parents, how to get you guys signed up for a custodial account today, inshallah. And then we'll get to trading next class. All right, anybody have any questions before we leave? All right, so guys, appreciate you guys for being here today. See you guys next class.
All right, thanks for having me, guys. Assalamu alaikum.
All right, yeah.
Whatever it is you're trying to say, it's
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.